Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to be using this freshly made sketch number 294. And I did make one change. I'm using square cards instead of more rectangular, but I think the shape of it is still pretty much the same. And I'm really having fun with the paper collection that I'm using. So, excuse me. As we get started, this is the Breathe collection from Kaiser Craft. And of course, the pink is speaking to me, but I love the blues. And on even some of the papers, there's like grays and blacks. So I'm using this sheet here with the 4 squares, and I already have my square prepped. I put a little bit of fun foam behind it, and we're going to use it to attach because I've seen people using obviously the fun foam on scrapbook pages, and I just want you guys to know, it's a more inexpensive way to have height even on your cards. And you can even use them with like watercolor, because if you use a square or cut a square that's going to fit the back of your entire piece that you colored, it'll help with the warping, and it's not as thick sometimes as the foam tape, like the foam uh, 3M foam or any tapes like that. So the matte piece that I put down is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then we're going to attach our pattern paper, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So it gives us a nice 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. And once again, I'm using, actually this time I'm using the Tombow tape, and that tape is strong as well. You may be asking, like, why not use your ATG gun? I like to switch it up sometimes, and it's just easier to have the smaller one while you're recording. I had run out of refills, so I wasn't using it, but I will use my ATG. It doesn't bother me. Either way, I still use some of the wet glue, so that way I have time to move stuff around if I need to. So now on the strip that goes behind the main focal image, I decided to use some glitter paper, because you got to put a little bling somewhere, right? It doesn't hurt, just a little something something. And then I'm going to take the backing off of the fun foam, and I always put a little bit of glue on my fun foam with the adhesive, because though the adhesive is already there, I just feel like I want a little bit of the wet glue because I want it to make sure that it's definitely strong. And I loved how they had these 4 large sentiments that you can just make really the focal image of any card. You know what I mean? I could have just done a solid piece of paper and put this right in the center, and it would be just as lovely. All right. So now this was the last card I put together. I already have the other 3 off to the side. But I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and put some enamel dots. And it's funny because when I did this one, I did them pretty small. And as I keep going, the dots get bigger to the point where the last ones, I was like, oh, wow, those were super big. But I wanted to show you, this is usually what I do. Like, I'll put them offset and kind of put them together and then let them dry. Because, of course, when I go to move them so you can see all 4 in the frame, I mess one up and I leave it in because mistakes happen. You just got to be careful. I try to usually put them like far away from me so I don't stick my finger in or have something else that falls into it. Oh, this is the super big one because this is the last one. Look how big those got. But they still work. It doesn't matter. I love it. The white enamel from Nuvo is probably one of my faves. And here we go. I just messed it up. Look at that. I put some of it. It like wound up getting on my Tombow glue. So I'm sorry about this because I'm like inside, I'm panicking because I'm like, okay, how can I fix this? I just did this video and now I messed it up. So what I did was the area where I had the Nuvo drops was still kind of there. So I filled in, and then wherever it kind of like dragged, I'm going to take my pokey tool and kind of basically scrape away the enamel dot that I don't want, or try and push it towards the enamel dot. So that way it kind of reforms the shape. And then there you go. It's all nice and fixed. And you'll see close-ups here in a minute. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And down below, if you have any comments, please share them. I look forward to reading and answering your comments. And I will look forward to seeing you guys with our next video. And of course, at the end, there will be more options. There'll be other Friday sketch videos for you guys to select from. Thanks again, and have a great day.